Hi everybody and welcome back to SC Aviation, and today we're going to be flying from Skiathos to Samos. So we're here in the 737, we're going to start setting up the aircraft. So our battery goes on, standby power switches goes on, and we're going to start here with yaw damper. We're going to turn in this fuel pump. Here, the fasten seat belts, window heats, probe heat. Check the anti-eyes that they are working. Yes, they are. Electric hydraulic pressure is on. Going here to the top, stall warning. Checked. And going down here. Let's check these lights. They're working. Check this. They are working. Going down here, checking the fire. Great, it's working. Cargo. It's working perfectly. Okay, so I'm gonna go right here down and start setting up my FMC. So our destination is LGSK. We're gonna be flying KLM 546 today. And our first waypoint is the waypoint Etika. Right after this one goes direct to Etrut. After that, via the United November 130 Airway to Mass, then direct to Ormuz. The departure we're going to be flying is going to be runway 2. I don't know why it says no zits. Anyway, we're going to take the TakeOff 1 Alpha. Why it says no seats? I got no idea. The arrival is going to be of the Ormo 2 Alpha, and we're going to do the B8M. This one, the transition is going to be Samos VR. Great, let's check out these departures again. I don't know why they are not working, so we'll just proceed direct to Iteka. It's okay. The other runway 2. So now let's take our BNF here. We're gonna climb in 280 knots, and we want to maintain 180 below 5,000 so that we don't climb too fast. Our cruising flight level is gonna be 230, so 320 knots is perfect here. And our descent has to be also at 280 knots. So let's check now that our route is good. Runway 2, we're going to proceed direct to Itika, Etrud, Pivos, right here. Then Samos VOR, then outbound, and then inbound. Yes, we're going to do as BOR approach, guys, so be very pendant to the next video I'm going to be uploading, because it's going to be the VOR. Okay, now that the FMC is set, we can go ahead and start the APU here. And set our cruising altitude here, which is 230. And our landing altitude is about, level. Turn in APU bleeder, and APU generators. We can turn in the steady lights. And here we're going to set up our MCP, so flight directors goes on, auto throttle goes on. LF, check the bank angle for 25, and we're going to set the runway heading, which is 114. Cruising altitude 14,000. Our takeoff speeds, as I have calculated them here, BR is going to be 141, so I'm going to put that right here, and set the runway courses. 014, 014, outer brake goes to RTO, and we can go ahead and do our before start checklist. So parking brake set, oxygen check, navigation transfer and display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization is auto and set. Terrain display we can select. MCP set. Our displays are checked. Standby flight instruments are checked. Auto brakes and RTO. Fuel quantity and distribution we have 14.1 pounds on the wing tanks. That's perfect. Our CDU is checked. Engine star levers are cut off. Transponders and TARA. Aileron rudder trim 0 and 0. Departure briefing is completed. Fasten belts is on. APU is on. Buzzers are on. Fuel panel is set. Let's turn on these two. And that's it. So before start checklist to the line completed. Now at this point we can go ahead and do our before start checklist below the line. So prop heat goes on. Hydraulic panel is set. Doors and windows are closed and locked. And anti-collision light goes on. So let's turn also the wheel well. And now that our before start checklist is complete, we can go ahead and start the engines. Starting engine number 2. N225 ignition. Oil pressure, oil temperature is okay. Engine start switch cut off. Spark valve open. Engine number 1 is stabilized, starting engine number 2. N2 is rising. N1 is rising. N225 ignition. Oil temperature screen. Spark valve open. Engine start switch cut off. And the second engine has started perfectly. So let's turn on the generators right here. Hydraulic here. And bleeder here. Turn off the APU. Now I'll get this to continuous, and we can shut down the APU at this point. Rate. After our checklist, anti-ice is off, generators are set, air conditioning and blitz are set, recall, checked, nothing on the recall, and flight control. So, elevator full up, center, full down, center, let me get this like this, aileron full left, center, full right, center, rudder right, center, left, center. Okay, we are now ready to taxi to the runway. That's great. So we're going to be doing like the 360 here. So flaps 5 for departure first. Let's get ourselves some random squad code. Yeah, like that. And we're actually, let's tune Skiathos tower, which is 123.25. 123.25. Skiathos tower, good afternoon. KLM 546 ready to taxi runway 1. KLM 546, Skiathos tower, good afternoon, runway 1. Taxi via Alpha 3, hold short of runway 1. Via Alpha 3, hold short of runway 1, KLM 546. Okay, so we got our taxi clearance. Let's get some power. Our VR is 141, so we are not that light. Though still we have, we're still not that heavy. So that's great. So we got here power. Let's make our right turn out of the gate. The airport briefing pages say minimum use power to taxi. Use minimum power to taxi. So let's try to go ahead and do that. Great, we're moving. Tower KLM 546 holding short of runway 1. KLM 546 runway 1, you're clear for the backtrack. Clear for the backtrack, KLM 546. Okay, so we are entering an active runway. So we have to turn on the strobes right here. Taxi light goes on as we're taxiing. So let's go to the backtrack position. This airport's great because you know you have to do the backtrack in the runway in order to get full runway length, and the runway is still too short. So we have to give full power to this aircraft in order for it to climb as much as we needed. Okay, so we're going to take off, maintain runway heading, and as the aircraft is stabilized, I'm just gonna turn direct to Itika, right here, Iteka. And when I'm heading to there, I'm just gonna click direct to, and so the airplane's gonna get us direct to there. Okay, so the airport briefing page is said that we need to make a clockwise turn. So I like anti-clockwise turns because, you know, I can see here. But if we need to make clockwise turns, well, that's what the airport says. We're gonna have to do it. Let's get some brakes, get a better panorama here. Okay, looking good. And let's make the turn. Oop, I missed it a bit there. Okay, that's great. We're lined up with the runway. So, KLM 546, wind 010 at 5, runway 1, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, KLM 546. Okay, we're clear for departure. Landing lights go on. Let's check one more time this. Yeah, everything's looking good. Ready for departure, guys? Because I certainly am. Stabilized. Toga. Set. Brakes off. Airspeed alive. There's some slope here in the runway. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. And let's proceed direct to Itika. Great departure. Look at this. Beautiful. Okay, so there's Itika. Okay, so we can get our control centered here. Here the FMC direct to Itika. Execute. Anger command A on. Perfect. We can get rid of the joke. For the flight, so guys, you have here the airplane climbing. Let's reduce the power a little bit. Flaps up. And do our after takeoff checklist. So flaps are up, no lights. Wait, they are not yet. Flaps are. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, flaps up, no lights. Gear is up. Auto brake is off. Air conditioning with some pressurization. Our well, cabin is climbing. Cabin altitude is okay. Differential pressure is okay. Anti-ice is off. APU is off. After takeoff checklist complete. Okay, so let's match our heading indicators right here. 0902, keep the range a bit higher. So a flyby. Beautiful. Okay, so climbing, passing 8,000 feet of altitude. Looks good. Okay, so we're passing 10,000 feet above field elevation. So what you're gonna do here is that you're gonna turn off runway landing lights, turn off lights, taxi lights, the engine starts. We're just gonna go to auto. You can turn off this, as our airplane is set for cruise. We can turn off the seat belt. And our overhead panel is set. Accelerating right now to 280 knots. And the airplane's gonna take the climb again. Good. Let's get our range a bit higher. Okay, so we're going almost straight ahead, then we're making a right turn, and then while we're in the straight line, after that right turn, we're gonna have our top of descent. So everything looking good for now. We get no alarms on the overhead. Aft overhead. No alarms here. Autopilot is set. That's perfect. Look at this. Nice. Passing 18,000 feet. Match our heading. Why do you see me always trying to match the heading indicator here with the actual heading the airplane has if we are not flying on heading select mode? Well, the reason for that is just good pilot habits, because let's say you suddenly would have to disconnect LNAV or something, because we don't know, things happen, and even more here in a simulator like I explained. So if the heading indicator is already in your person heading, you can just click heading select like this, and nothing's going to happen, and you can go back to LNAV. Now, if my heading selector wasn't, I don't know, like deviated from our actual heading, I will have to find the actual heading the airplane has, and well, that takes some time. Seconds. By in aviation, you want things to happen quickly. Okay, so we are 900 for our final flight level, which is 230. Now look at what happens when we reach 230. Remember, we're above the transition altitude, which was 18,000 feet of altitude, so we now say flight levels. Okay, 230, you can see the airplane now goes to altitude hold, here on BNF altitude, and FMC speed. You can see the airplane has just taken control of the alpha throttle, and if I move it, it takes it. It automatically did. And it's now accelerating to 320 knots, which is our cruising speed. I know it's quite fast, but as we're too low, it's better, because we're just at 230 knots, you know? The airplanes usually cruise at about flight level 320, 350, 360, 410. Okay, 320 knots, guys. So we are established on our cruise. We're gonna keep like this until we start the descent. So see you all when the descent starts. Bye bye.